Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shut Your Face with your host, me, Bree. Thank you so much for subscribing to this and listening to this and being supportive of this. It means the absolute world. It's the coolest thing ever. So thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Let's get into it. We're live. She said we're live. We're live.
Ta-da!
Yeah, ta-da. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
First of all, second of all, you're Miss Little TikTok famous over here. That's how I found you. Just real quick, so I found you through your video that you posted with he's a gelding, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with your young gelding, and you were grooming him, and it's kind of gone viral for the most part, just
Oh yeah.
because you corrected him. And I thought it'd be cool for us to just kind of dive right, just to talk about that because, um, the horse industry, non-horse people and horse people. You have non-horse people are like, oh my God, you abused him. And that's like not the case at all. So what has it been like since you've decided to post that? Like, has it just been constant battling it, or do you?
It's been 50-50. At first I kind of thought that I would have to go to bat for it, and the comments were kind of hit or miss, and I would say probably 1 in every 30 was bad.
Yeah.
Which is really, really, really good when you post a video like that. I expected 1 in 5 when I posted it. And believe it or not, I didn't get it. But the people that did comment had the hate comments. It was really hateful. Got some really dirty messages and things like that, but that's to be expected.
Right.
When you post something that controversial. And a lot of it, I kind of just gave up. It's like, you're not here to educate yourself, because I've already done an educational video on that. I've talked on it as much as I'm going to talk on it. And at that point, if you're not willing to go do the research or educate yourself on that, if you're just here to fight, you're going to have to fight with somebody else, because I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
It's a time. Like, if you're here and genuinely want to know, I'll spend all the time in the world with you.
Yeah.
That genuinely wants to know and genuinely wants to be educated, I'll make the time. But that's not what that is.
Right. Well, it's kind of like what we talked about, earlier or the other day. You've been around horses most of your life, correct?
Oh yeah, my whole life.
Right. So, it's not like, what you're trying to teach or what you did. If you just want to kind of go over what you did, you were grooming him, and he just kind of nipped at you a little bit, and you just slightly corrected him. Like, it was literally a cap, just like that.
Yeah.
But people who aren't been or who haven't been around horses and they don't know, they took it like, oh God, what are you doing?
That's abuse. And I'm like, it's not. And the funniest part is, like, what about me, a human being? A 1,200-pound animal just bit me. Like, where's my sympathy?
Yeah.
No one said, hey, are you okay? Or did that hurt? Or anything like that. Immediately just jumped to the horse, which was mind-boggling, because I'm like, I can't believe that you are so concerned about an animal. And, like, literally, out of all the comments I got, not one single, I think actually one girl was like, hey, are you okay? I was like, thank you. Thank you for asking.
Right. I got
bit.
That one girl, I did see one girl say something like, y'all are pissed off because she corrected a 1,200-pound animal, and it's like the common sense of the statement. You expect an animal to just be able to run all over you without any type of boundaries or respect.
Right. And it's like, that's fine. Like, if that's your cup of tea and that's your type of horse and those are things that you're okay with, that's fine. I'm not here raw dogging y'all. I'm not in your comment section telling you you're doing it wrong. If that's the kind of animal you want to deal with, that's fine. That's your business. That's your prerogative. It's not mine.
Right.
So, too many people have to handle my horses now for where I am here in Texas. They go to trainers, they go to vets, they go to this, they go to that. And the best thing for me is when I go to the vet and they just go, oh, your horses are so well-mannered. I go, I know.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go, oh my God, it's that girl with that horse again. No, they don't know. They don't care. They know that my horse aren't going to give them issues.
Mm-hmm.
We're stopping this stuff on the front end, and you have to.
Yeah.
Or you're going to open this big old wide open door of all the other things. It just starts with that.
Yeah.
Especially a horse like Tacoba, which is that one. He's extremely forward. He's extremely pushy. He has an attitude. He's very young. He's very confident. So it's like, I have to be more confident and more aware than he is. And on that, I let that go too far. I really did. He was mutual grooming. That's something he had started doing He had bit me through it one time before that, and I pushed him. Before that, I got bit on the shoulder because I wasn't giving him attention when he wanted it.
Mm.
I moved his hind end the best that I could, but he's young. He doesn't know what these things mean yet.
Right. Right.
So that's kind of my favorite part of that too. They're like, there's so many other ways you could have corrected that, and they're right. I could have, if he knew how to respond to those.
Right.
So it kind of just goes back to the ignorance of the comments to begin with. It's like you're here commenting on something you think you know about, and you don't. You don't know my life. You don't know my horse. You don't know where he's at. You don't know where I'm at. And I agreed. I was like, yeah, there were other ways to do it. But had I turned around and tried to push him and be like, hey, move your hindquarters, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He doesn't know to do that yet.
Right.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
So I did the thing I had in my hand at the time, in that moment, that I knew I would get the best response from.
Right.
What's that?
Right. But, you know, it is frustrating because I can totally relate because even when you try to educate, like I saw some of your response videos, like when you genuinely go, okay, let me try to teach you, and it just goes over their head, you're just like, okay, whatever. You obviously don't want, you just want to like, you just want to speak to speak. You don't even want to learn. You know?
Oh, no, 100%. I see those videos all the time on TikTok. They got 30 likes. But the one of the dude getting drop kicked or thrown off his back and then popping his horse on the butt, million.
What was this? I might have to look this one up. What happened?
It was on, there was a guy that, I saw it on Facebook. And I can't remember the whole turn, but he was like on the horse and had it like turn, trying to get it to turn, but it was just like rolling, like wouldn't come to a stop. I assume he was trying to do something like lateral flexion.
Uh-huh.
And the horse just wasn't catching. It was just like getting worse and worse and worse. Well, he ended up like falling off because the horse tripped over, and he got up and just popped it on the butt. And I was like there wasn't really anything wrong with it. He didn't hurt the horse, but also like for what he was trying to achieve, like that didn't really do anything. Like that was just, he was just angry.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Which was totally different.
Right, right.
For me, I chose the muzzle on purpose. I had time to switch, so I didn't hit my horse in the face with a brush, which a lot of people are like, you should just hit him with the brush. I'm like, I didn't want to break his nose.
Right, right.
Like, I just went for the muzzle. You know, they all have point areas where a horse would go. Muzzle, neck, shoulder, chest, rear. That's what I was closest to. That's what I chose to do.
Right, right. Well, now let's go back. Let's start over. So you were actually born and raised in Alabama. How did you end up in Texas? Like, how did that happen?
My husband actually got a job opportunity here a couple of years ago.
Oh, cool.
About 3. And it was in the gymnastics world, which is super small.
Yeah.
So it's like, I felt like if we didn't move here, he wasn't going to be able to get the opportunity he needed for his career. And I wasn't really ready to leave our ranch. Just because I had some things going, and I was actually trying to get into the gaited horse world that my dad was in, because growing up, he trained gaited horses, and so did my uncle. We only had Tennessee Walkers growing up, never had a quarter horse.
Oh, wow.
The ones I have now are the first ones I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because here centrally in Texas, they don't have them.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
I believe
So
that,
like,
though.
Guess I'm going to join the quarter horse world, because that's what's here.
Right. Now, is there a big difference between that for you? Like, from what, because I've never been, I mean, the most I've been around a Tennessee Walker is like in passing. So is it that big of a difference for you?
I would say the training is 100% different, and the riding is different.
Right.
I thought I could ride a horse until they threw me on the quarter horse.
Really?
Oh, 100%. I embarrassed myself day one. I mean, I go out there and whoop and ride with the best of them. That's exactly what I tried to do. And they're like, girl, you are too cowboy for that horse. Get off. I was like, one of us is going to break, and it ain't going to be me.
Well, you just don't feel bad, because I grew up like pleasure all around world, and when I tried to switch into like the cow world, I thought I could ride. Before I got to this cow horse, I was like, I can ride, I'm good, I got it. Then I got off, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that's where I was at. I had to change my seat. I had to change the way I rode the horse, the way that I move around the horse. It was totally different.
Yeah.
And that's when I moved here, I was like, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So I started reaching out to trainers, and trainer after this and trainer after that, to try and educate myself so I could be where I am now to make the decisions that I can for my horse. And I'm willing to do this for a year. I got a lot to learn.
Oh, wow.
But I'm loading so much, and I want to know so bad that I'm just constantly offloading information to find out about situations with horses, their manners, training methods, because there's a gazillion of them.
Right. Right. No, you're right. Yeah. It's just like, it's like, we kind of talked about it the other day. What I know what you did is not even half of what their mother would do. And I feel like we talked about the other day, if people, non-horse, even horse people actually, would stop for 5 seconds and go just observe horses in the wild, they would probably shut up a lot more and get a whole new understanding of how they actually work. You know, like what you
Yeah,
were saying, we need to stop humanizing animals because that's actually hurting us.
yeah, it is. I mean, I see it. I used to see it a lot with dogs and not so much horses. And I want to say that maybe that's just because of where I was situationally in the horse world. You know, I was in the field trial world with these dogs, guns, horses.
Oh wow.
They're tools.
Yeah.
These aren't pets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, these horses get trained, they get brought up for the field trials, they do their competitions, they go home and they get put up in the barn or pasture. And when it's time to go to work, they go get them again. There's not this in between like there is here in Texas, where it's like you have the Liberty people and the this people and the that people. And horses, just like you kind of saw it shift with dogs, where it's like, oh, these are my babies, they sleep on the couch, they eat at the table, I hand feed my dog, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. No,
But
you're
I'm starting
right.
to see that shift into the horse world. And it's like, I don't even play that game with my dog. I'm damn sure not going to play it with a 1,000-pound animal with a mind of its own.
Right.
People don't acknowledge that enough, that this is an extremely intelligent animal. Horses, you know, they don't feel the things we do. They don't get mad. They don't get angry. You know, they didn't kick you because they were frustrated. Like, something led to that. It was a build-up, and you probably missed it as an owner.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's like, you still have to be ready for that. So it's like they're so shocked that they're animals until they act like animals, and they're like, "Oh, my horse!" I'm like, "Is being a horse?"
Well, it's like and like what you just said, that would be the moment where they will then turn around and switch it, like they're mad for the animal being an animal. Just like if humans take it upon themselves to do certain things, like out in nature or whatever, or
Yeah,
on hiking trails, and then they actually get mad at like a bear for being a bear. Like,
yeah,
what you thought it, and then shoot it. Like, we take it as an attack, and then we punish them for doing what they're naturally supposed to do. And it boils
right.
down to exactly what you're saying. It's our fault for humanizing them, just
Yeah,
like even like with dogs. But that makes me think about the whole like with I just lost my train of thought. Hold on a second. Um, like what you were talking about. God, what was you saying the other day with dogs and stuff? I didn't know you done field trial stuff.
yeah. That's all I did growing up. My dad trained our horses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that is kind of odd. That is different for you because you probably are the oddball because so many people, dogs are worse than horses.
Oh yeah, and we trained dogs too growing up. My dad did the horses, my uncle did the dogs. So I was in the mix of all that all the time.
But you're right though. You are
Mm-hmm.
right. And more the other the bigger group of people are wrong, even though they are the bigger group of people. Like when it comes
Yeah,
to dogs, is what I'm trying to say. Like we've
yeah.
humanized them so badly, and then turn around and get mad when you hear about a Pomeranian that attacked a baby.
Oh, 100%. Or that sweet little Labrador. They're like, a lab would never. I'm like, there's actually more cases of Labrador attacks than anybody's willing to mention or talk about.
I think I've seen that before actually.
Yeah. I was like, all these things I want to Google or like argue with me is Googleable information.
Yeah.
Look it up,
Yeah.
and then come.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me.
Now you said this video has reached how many views the other day?
7.7 million.
Jesus Christ. She was like,
I,
I was not expecting this.
girl, I could have killed over backwards. I was like, what have I done?
Right. Right. But to normal horse people, like I was telling you the other day, well, smart normal horse people, let me put that in there. Yeah. Which she didn't do nothing that, I mean, like, I've done that before. I've popped
Yeah.
them before for doing something they're not supposed to do. But it's
And it's
wild.
like,
Do you think that maybe social media has opened up a new perspective for people to connect into the lives of people that have animals like this? And so even though it's not new to people like me or you or other people that are used to it, to non-horse people or people that have never seen it, it's kind of like they don't know what to think about it, because they've
yeah,
not seen it.
100%. I think it has everything to do with where you are, what you're around, what you're being exposed to, what you're not being exposed to. Because that goes hand in hand with me. Back to the dogs and horses. I wasn't allowed to have pets growing up. We didn't have pets. My granddad, no, that would never fly in my house. If that dog didn't have a job, he didn't stay at that house. If that
Wow.
horse wasn't working right, he didn't stay in the barn. We got a new one. He didn't play that game. So I didn't have that luxury growing up until late teen years. I was like, hey, I want a dog. And even still now. It's like, unfortunately, that stayed with me, but my dog stays in my bed, but she has a job.
Right.
It's like, that's just, I'm a product of my upbringing.
Right.
It's like, trying to break the cycle. Even with my dad, he'll call me and say, why are you doing this with your horse? Why are you doing that? And I'm just like, I just don't agree with the way that you do things anymore. I've learned a different way. I think it's a little harsh. I don't know that I could even let, some of the old school ways that aren't even that bad. But I'm like, I don't think you realize what we did to horses growing up because we didn't understand.
Right.
And not excuse, just, I've ridden plenty of horses that were completely shut down and didn't know it. Never knew it. The thing could have blown up under me at any time. Never paid any attention. Just off we went. Whatever.
Well, you brought it up the other day about this one particular. Was it a Mustang that you had, or just any horse that you had that was so traumatized that it took you?
The very first quarter horse I bought when I moved to Texas.
Right.
I bought myself an absolute handful and had no idea until I got him home.
Because you're right. I know for a fact the kind of old school way was just you put a saddle on them and let them figure it out.
Yeah, we whoop and ride and move on with our lives. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it's not like that now. Like, you have a lot of different ways to do it. Like you said, there's multiple ways to do it. The Liberty people that you said, other different ways to do it. Because now it's like people really, really enforce groundwork, which I agree with totally, but they really, really enforce groundwork before even thinking about a saddle. So you don't have those problems.
Yeah, and I think that's great. We didn't do that. You got a horse in the barn, you put a saddle on it the first day it got there to see what kind of problems you were going to have.
Yeah.
And then it's like I learned and sat back and was like, hey, this horse is shut down. I can't talk to it. It won't come near me. And it's like, I did not have a clue what Liberty work was. I didn't know who Pat Pirelli was. I didn't know who Clint Anderson was. I was just some girl that grew up in Alabama and had horses. That was it. I was the person that I'm arguing with on the internet.
Right.
It's the funniest part about it.
We've all been there, though. It's okay.
Right. It's just like I chose to grow and learn so I could make these changes because the horse that I bought needed those things and I didn't know how to do it, so I taught myself how to do it.
Right.
We did groundwork, and it's like I'd never bonded with a horse before. I just had horses that I like. I'm like, this is my horse, and I love it. Da-da-da. That horse didn't give a rat's about me. We didn't have a connection or anything like that. It was like I kind of didn't have a choice with this horse because he was so shut down and so scared of people that it's like I had to build a bond with him first. And it's like I had to learn how to do all this all over and learn about the psyche and the physical side. And, that horse went catatonic on me the third week I had it. I didn't even know what that meant.
What does that mean? I'm
checked out completely. Like, gone with the wind. Horse was there, brain was not. Well, like, they literally go into, like, it would be like an RM sleep for people. And it's a trigger response from a horse to cause them to shut down to protect themselves. Because it's too much going on. So they're like, you know what? I'm going to turn it off. And that's literally what they do. They're not here.
That's understandable, actually.
And I didn't know that. So I was like, hey, hello, Conway, wake up. Hello, hello. And when he finally came to, he blew up. I was like, holy crap. Called trainer, told her, like, oh yeah, he went catatonic. I was like, cata what a hooda? Huh? But yeah, don't ever wake a horse up like that. I was like, oh, my bad. Whoops.
Well,
I didn't know.
How are you supposed to know that?
Right. And it's like a lot of people don't put themselves in situations with these horses. They're not around enough horses to understand how different they can be. Or, I've never had a traumatized horse. I didn't know what that was going to be like. My horses were fine.
So we were talking about just in general of the planetonic or what's it called?
Catatonic.
Because you know what, you're right though. We as humans are asking horses to do shit they're really not not naturally would be doing.
Oh, 100%.
I would check out if you're asking me to do all this stuff. I have no idea what it is. Like, okay. And you know what else? I don't think the general public understands. Okay, you want to act all high and mighty, but have you ever tried to calm down a scared horse?
Right.
Like, it's not going to happen. You're not Hulk Hogan. Like, it's not like, if that horse wants to get away from you, or if that horse wants to fight you, they're going to do it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and they also forget that innately these are prey animals. And it's so easy to get mad at your horse for spooking at that thing or always being worried or watchy. I hate to tell you, but your horse is just being a good horse.
Yeah.
He's doing what he was literally designed to do for thousands of years, which is be a watchy, spooky animal that's constantly on their nines because they're going to be eaten. They are prey animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just so easy to get away from the back of the basis to a horse, or for people to come say these things about horses when you've never trained one. And I think, like you said, horse owners to non-horse owners, honestly, from what I could tell from the people commenting, it was horse owner, or I would say a person that owns a horse versus horse owners.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight with a 16-year-old with their Cookie Monster in the barn that just goes and rides 2 days a week with their trainer and gets off her horse and pets it and goes, love you, Sparkle Farce, mwah, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really have anything to say about that. Unless you've been in my position or you've actually gotten in there in that round pen with that horse that's coming back from God knows what, or really put in the work to try to do that or learn or educate yourself, I don't want to have a conversation with you about it.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? That leads me into something else because it is very hard to educate the horse community
It
because
is.
it's almost like it's like you run into okay. First of all, a lot of them think they already know, which is the first red flag. It's like okay, you don't know it all. Like constantly, there's no way for anybody to know absolutely everything about training a horse.
Oh no.
And that's probably some of the people that you had to deal with is that exact person like you just said, the person that's already humanized little, they've never actually dealt with anything that you've seen, and so their first thing is to just judge like I would never do that. Yeah, you probably would.
Yeah, it's so easy to say that when you've never had to deal with that. Whether it's your 1 year old horse, your 5 year old, your 15-year-old, your 20-year-old, like, okay, that's fine. If that's not the horse you have, that's great. That's awesome. I'm so glad that's something you've never had to deal with because honestly, it's not that fun.
Right, right.
It really isn't. I would love to have horses that I could just go off and never have to worry about, and they've been trained for years and years and years and been under so much exposure and under all these circumstances and bulletproof. Mine aren't.
Right.
We're starting from the ground up. I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. One's traumatized and one is whatever he is.
You sound like, I feel like you're describing me. I got one traumatized and I got one over.
Like, I got Cove out here, just out here doing whatever, eating fireworks and everything, flipping barrels, and then Conway's just like, is that a bug? I'm like, that is a bug. Can we pass it? Can you be brave for me today, bud? He's like, I'm going to try really hard. I'm like, I really appreciate it.
They really do have personalities, though. I will say that.
100%. They're all so different. And it's so easy for somebody to be like, not my horse would never. You're right. They probably wouldn't. My horse definitely would, did, and will do it again. And I'm going to respond knowing that about my horse.
You make me think about the person that says, I would never have a horse that does this. Okay, first of all, you got to pick your battles when it comes to horses. I don't know about you, but we were like that.
100%.
Like, like my mare, of all the list of good things, was long. And if you have just a little bit of bad things that you got to deal with, we'll take it. Well, the good outweighs the bad.
100%. They all have their quirks. They're all going to do their little innate things that they do, and it's all going to be different based off breeding and what they're around and where they're from and what they're exposed or not exposed to. Like, I would love to just say that horse training is easy and you can fix these problems with these things. It's more complicated, unfortunately, because each horse is so individualized now.
Yeah. And it's probably worse with social media because, like you just said, you can literally have anybody just hop on there and just start commenting whatever, and you can get sucked into it, and it's almost like what you used to say. You're literally like, what's the point of arguing with somebody sitting on their couch that's 16 years old that's never even remotely experienced what you've experienced? It's like
100%. Like, if you need to come here to feel better about yourself, don't. I'm not your therapist. Call them first before you come to my comment section. And it's just like, and I hate to even like say that it's a demographic of people, but it is. I'm looking at these people's profile pictures. I'm wondering who's commenting on my posts. I'm trying to do my due diligence as an influencer to see like, hey, is there anything I can do to not fucking make you as mad as you are right now? Like, you want to talk about it? Like, I'm willing and open to do that. But you got to come to me with that same energy, because you come at me sideways, I'm going to give you sideways back.
Yeah. Well,
and then it's like, I had a lady specifically comment, I can't believe the way you're talking to these people. I was like, I can't believe the way these people are talking to me.
I'm laughing because it is so relatable. I literally had a situation like a week ago. And somebody kind of said that this wasn't about horse training or horses, but it was just about like me and my business. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like I told you the other day, if you walk around this earth, not you, but anybody, if you walk around this earth thinking you can hit somebody and you might not get hit back, I'm sorry, what?
Bold.
Well, I mean, because I was raised, and I feel like you're probably the same way. We mind our own business. We're not out here hitting people. We're minding our own business, doing our own thing. But if you come to me, what?
Yeah, 100%. I've never started a problem in my life, but I've finished quite a few.
I love it.
My daddy would skin me alive if I started a fight to this day, and I'm almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
I could hear the disappointment in his voice, and I still I try to not be confrontational, which is hard because naturally I am very confrontational. I was raised by 3 men. I was raised on a ranch. It's nitty gritty all the time. Like, that's just my personality. I'm very strong, very dominant with things. And it's really hard not to be that person on social media all the time. The second someone attacks you,
Right.
I'm
Right.
like, this person is probably 35 years old in their mother's basement with blue hair, eating Cheetos. Like, we're not doing this today, actually. I have a life to go live, so I'm going to go do that.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
because it is easy to get sucked into it. Because, and I would say a couple years ago when I very first started this in the outdoor world, it was real hard for me to not say anything, but real easy to get a reaction out of me on my post.
Yeah, because that's right. Now you've got background into hunting and all that kind of good stuff because you've done
Yeah.
influence work for that.
Yeah, that's how I built my page and brand was for outdoorsmanship. And so it's like now with this video going viral, I've got this half that's in the outdoor world and this other new half with the horse world. And I'm just like, so what do y'all want to see tomorrow?
Right.
Horses? And the other half's like, no, we're tired of seeing the horse. And we're like, horses! I'm like, oh Lord, what have I done?
I bet you did get some reactions with hunting because people, which is wild to me, because it's like, okay, how do you think we're supposed to survive if we don't kill animals for food?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's attacking me over the horse thing. I'm like, honey, we've been here for a while now. I've been doing these hate comments and death threats and everything else for a good long while.
Death threats.
100%. 100%. I actually get way more violent style commenting or attacks for my hunting posts than I ever did that horse video.
I do believe it though. I do believe it. Yeah.
There's like, I can't believe you would do that. I'm like, well, you can't believe I would do the thing that, just genetically that we've been doing for thousands and thousands of years to survive. I'm sorry.
They probably talking shit to you as they're eating a steak. They're probably eating a steak as they're talking shit to you. Like, oh,
right. I'm like,
oh.
where do you think this food comes from? I'm a cattle rancher. I'm a fourth generation cattle rancher from South Alabama. Like, that might have come from my place. Enjoy. You're welcome.
It blows my mind because what I think I just saw the other day where somebody said, "Be careful about the toast that you step on. It might be like up from the ass that's gonna get stuck in the ass or something." But it's like people have the audacity to. I'll find it and send it to you if I can because I screwed that way up. But it's crazy that people like will talk shit as about the very thing that they need. Like somebody probably really did just talk crap to you as they're eating beef, and it's like,
oh, 100%. I'm like, well, just because it's not a cow, it's like I would so much rather have a deer that I harvested off my land, that I've known where it's been for the last 5 years. I can track its every movement. I know that it's healthy. It didn't go through any style of unnatural processing. There's no hormones in these animals, and y'all are judging me off of my food choice.
yeah.
Like, it's crazy, honestly, and it's just audaciousness, uneducated, ignorant comments all the time. Or we'll comment on a deer picture and I'm just like, I can't believe you hunt for game. That's disgusting. Or trophy hunt. I'm like, I've never trophy hunted. What do you mean? There's no questions in the comments. It's just attack, 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 attack. There's never questions.
Yeah.
And it's so consistent all the time. And it's the same group of people with the same fight.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it's the same with the horse video. It's the same kind of people that comment about that are the same demographic of people commenting on the horse video.
Yeah.
And the same self comments.
I wonder if they would change their mind if a horse just kicked the shit out of them one day. Then they'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I posted on Instagram too. I had a lady that was like, I hope that horse, something about like, oh, I hope it kicks you in the chest next time you try to touch it and groom it. And I was like, I tell you, she goes, something like that. And I was just like, I tell you what, I'll let you and your friends try it.
Yeah.
I'll bring the beer. I'll bring the grill. I'll cook out after, and you bring as many friends as you want. Y'all go run up on that horse exactly how you want to. And y'all can take turns sitting there getting bit, and we'll see who taps out first. It could be fun. Let me know when you want the address. Come on. It's an open invite. You want to sit there and get bit by my horse all day? You're welcome to do it.
Well, I applaud you because I think it's great to finally see somebody kind of just, even like Clinton Anderson standing up a little bit, and then other people are starting to stand up a little bit. Like, we understand wanting to respect the animal. That's great. But there is a line. Like, you can't just, they're not stuffed animals. And you have to have a level of, like, respect. And I've even kind of talked about it as far as, like, Yellowstone is concerned and the Hollywood effect of the horse industry and stuff like that. I don't think the horse industry was ready for it. because before that it was kind of a very small and people understood. You didn't have to deal with much of what, even like the basis of your video. Nobody in the horse world really had to deal with that type of confrontation from non-horse people until the Hollywood effect. And now that it's kind of like going off a little bit, I've even said it before, it's going to be hard to make horses a mainstream sport because you have people that are non-horse people that are not willing to learn, and it just is what it is.
Oh, 100%. They're not going to take the time, but that comes with anything.
Yep. Just like the rodeo. They'll I mean, I'm surprised rodeo, being the pastime that it is with animals involved, has made it as long as it has. Because we don't have circuses anymore because of the animal rights activists, which is such a double-edged sword, because it's a good thing we have them, but we've got to have the smart ones. You know? Like, we don't want people beating animals, but then again, you still have to, like, what you did is not, it's just not nowhere near what people think it is. It's like...
No, 100%. And same with that, like, they're judging me as a person off of that, and I'm like, hey, I hate to tell y'all, but fun fact, I hate SeaWorld. I do. I hate it. It is depressing. The animals are abused. It's sad. They sit there in their tiny little cages, and it's like, same thing with girls are just like, well, my horse this, and it gets all this care, and it's in the stall all day, this and that, and I'm like, cool, abuse. I'm like, what? No. I'm like, you mean your horse is stalled 48 hours a day?
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that's not abuse? I could flip this card on you just as easily because of my views. But I'm not pushing them down your throat. I'm not on your comment section. I go, oh, well, that's not really fair to that horse. Scroll.
Yeah.
Scroll.
Yeah.
Scroll. Oh, I'm bothered by that. Whatever. Scroll. That would be the normal response.
That's like a rarity. What?
Yeah, it's like, it's not that hard to do. But people feel so opinionated, and I would say that those style of people were given such a voice over the course of the last 4 years, and the other half has been silenced and bullied into silence, and it really does go all the way around, because at the end of the day, horses is more of like a blue-collar standoff from the industry point, and even unless you're going straight into the English equine world, but, even still then, those are just different monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right. And it's I think we touched
those horses are worse.
Yeah.
100%. They're not getting groundwork. It's like nobody's really even ready to talk about the English versus the Western world. It's like I genuinely see a shift in the Western world because of all the groundwork, because of everything that they're learning about these horses and trying not to drive them and trying to make these horses last, versus all the stuff that we've been seeing on the internet about how many people have been kicked out of these Olympic events for beating their horse in the middle of the arena.
Yeah. No. Yeah, there was a video of this lady. She literally was just whipping the horse in the head for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody did anything about it. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, okay, it's just like people want to say something, which your video, it really wasn't, people didn't get that bad. They did push back on you, but it wasn't like, they say something to you, but then again, this woman's literally taking a whip and just over and over and over in a horse's face, and nobody's saying anything.
Yeah. It's like everybody was so ready. They're like, you didn't do that fast enough. I'm like, I did. They're like, you didn't. I'm like, I did. Google it.
They said you didn't correct fast enough?
Yeah, they're like, you have to do it within half a second or it doesn't count. I'm like, no, that's not true. You have 3 seconds innately before it. And I was like, a part of me wished I even would have let the rest of that video play out to even further prove my point. Because it happened. He picked his head up the way he did because he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing it. I barely made contact for how fast he was getting away because he knows that he gets in trouble for that in the pasture from my other horse. He's just fast.
Right.
He knew better.
Yeah.
He was avoiding the circumstance or the correction because he knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's the first time I have ever laid a hand on that horse at all.
Well, the rest of his body didn't move either. I don't know if I don't know. Well, you probably. I don't know if other people noticed that or not, but I remember seeing it, and you could tell, like, it's like, it wasn't a fear thing. There was no fear in that horse at all. If it was...
He stayed in it. He never moved his feet, and he came right back into me after that, and you see him looking into and processing what just happened. Oh, I had an oopsie. My bad. What are you doing, Mom?
Right.
I'm just going back to brushing you like I was doing. He's like, oh, okay. Can I have butt scratches? I was like, absolutely not. Brush. Back to business. Whatever. Everybody's like, why were you videoing that? Why this? Why that? I didn't know that was going to happen. It was just, I just happened to catch it on video.
Right. Like,
I don't know what my horse is going to do because let me remind you, it has a mind of its own.
That's what
scared to make those corrections and do those style of things. But here's the funny part that no one's willing to admit or even think about when you're working with a horse like that or pushing it or make sure it's not doing that. Back to that prey animal thing. When he gets worried and ready to go, like you said, he's going to go, with or without me. He's not going to care, oh, is my mom okay? Like these people love to say, oh, my horse is my baby. I'll tell you right now, that little baby of yours gets scared and worried. He doesn't give a rat's where you're at. He doesn't care if he falls over you, under you, kicks you, whatever he needs to do in that innate moment of fear response is what he's going to do.
Yeah.
The horse doesn't care. So all you can do is try and build and be ahead of your horse and try to prevent those things from happening from training and exposure and corrections.
Yeah.
When you need to.
Yeah. And well, I don't think people realize that horses are herd animals and they need a leader.
100%.
You know, because you can't like if you're just out here, if you don't have anything to trust and nothing to like, I don't want to say lean in on, but you don't like, you know, in a herd atmosphere, you trust the person that's leading you, so then that fear factor will come down a little bit, and then you're like, you know, because you can tell a lot about people how if they have kids, how they handle their kids, how they think you should handle their animals. Because if they think that you shouldn't correct your animal for doing that, they probably don't correct their kids when they're supposed to.
No. I guarantee you they don't. It's the same ones in the classroom. Those parents getting called every day. They're like, hey, your son mollywopped the teacher today. And they're just like, well, what did she do to him? I'm like, girl, what?
See? Yeah, you're right.
You better come get that baby. And it's just like, know the line. Everybody's like, it's a thin line. No, it's not. It really isn't. It's not that thin. Like, don't punch your kid in the face. Punching your kid in the face, a pop on the leg or hiney. Like, they're like, the line's so thin, it's so easy to cross. I'm like, it really isn't, though. It's the same with horses.
Yeah, no. What? That's a huge difference.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what they compare it to. And honestly, that was one of the negative things that I didn't agree with. And everybody's just like, oh, yeah, she's probably close fist punches him in the face in private. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, what the hell?
Did they really say that?
Yes. Yeah, I could probably still find that comment on TikTok if I looked hard enough. 100%. So, like, I can tell what kind of person she is. It's like, you have no idea what kind of person I am. I would never do that. I literally pulled people and called them out at clinics, rodeos, my own family. My dad got a little rough on a horse the other day. I'm like, hey, cut it out. And he's just like, oh, you think you know everything? She worked with all these Texas horse trainers now. I said, not everything, but a lot more than I did. And I'm telling you right now, I'm just not with that anymore.
Right.
Don't do it. And it's the same as, like, you get scared because it's like that video can go so many ways. It's like some people are going to defend it for the right reasons and some people are going to defend it for the wrong reasons because they are making that above the line choice with their horse. Right. I had a guy that's like, oh, I've done way worse than that with my horse. I'm like, oh, God, don't. Like, it's like I didn't want to make it a public forum to turn it into, like, a secure chat room for stuff like that. So it's just, like, same with them. Right. Like, I didn't say, hey, hell yeah, man. I was like, hey, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
Like, I'll probably look on other ways to do that. If you're having to get that physical with your horse, you probably have something else going on and you should figure out what that is. Like, that's not really acceptable response.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, good for you. I can't believe that. Well, I do believe it, but it sucks that people actually do that. Like, they actually think, like, that there is even a remote difference. Even like, I think we talked about that roper that I saw on TikTok and the spur marks that he left. I need to send you a picture of it. I mean, there's blood. Like, there is blood, and it looks like puncture wounds. And you know, as well as I know, spurs are not sharp. 1, 2. If you're going to be drawing blood with spurs,
you're doing some work.
You really are. And on top of that, and nobody has said anything. Nobody has said nothing to the guy. Exactly. You pop your horse, something I would do and every Joe Blow that has a horse would do. Hands down would do it.
Every horse trainer's doing. They're not telling you on the phone with Sparkle Fart's weekly updates.
But this dude leaves these marks and nobody has said anything. I mean, I've done my part, but nobody has said anything. But actually bragged about it. Made a video and said he's going to need some days off.
I did see that. I know exactly what you're talking about. And he has, like, the white scars even below that where you can see it's happened so many times. Your comments what led me to, like, remember what happened with that.
And I'm sitting there thinking about, that's the whole thing kind of with the horse world. I think we talked about this too the other day. Like, it's like, okay, y'all want to throw up in the air over this. That's really not that important, but you don't want to say anything about this. And then you expect the rest of the world, non-horse people, to respect us? I'm sorry, what?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think a lot of it too has to do, and I hate to say it because it's gonna sound sexist, but it's true because I see it more commonly than not. Women are less likely to speak up about stuff that to men, and men are not less likely to speak up to it with women. So it's like a lot of people in my comments are really older people that obviously don't care at all because boomers are nuts. And then we have cowboys, and it's just like a lot of people aren't going to talk back to a person like that because they come off as the rugged, very unapproachable person you get scared to say stuff to them. Same thing. Me, I'm not that scary until you meet me. But it's like, yeah,
You're not
easy to
scary.
say over the internet on TikTok. And I'm just like, y'all would never say this. There's no way y'all are walking around in real life talking to strangers like this. There's no damn way.
No, no, absolutely
Y'all
not.
are so brave on this app. And I'm like, honestly, if TikTok hadn't threatened to ban me 3 times, I'd be coming at y'all way worse than I already am. I can't say what I want to say because I'm meaner than you, and TikTok's going to ban me. I've got 3 strikes. Give me a break.
Well, and it probably, you probably grew up in the part because I grew up where we didn't have social media, and you're right. It's like, you know, having a keyboard makes it safe for people to just say whatever and not have to deal with the consequences of it. Whereas, if you've grown up in the day and age where you didn't have that, it goes right. But it's like it's such a catch-22 because it's cool to be able to have social media. I wouldn't be able to meet people like you or know about things that go on you wouldn't normally know about. But then again, you have the other side of it. It's like, okay,
Everybody can say anything.
yeah, yeah.
There's no filtration. There's no stopping it. And somebody commented this morning, like, there's 2 people fighting back and forth with each other. Because that was the funniest part. I didn't even have to say anything back to most of them because somebody else has already jumped on them. And I'm like, well, I was going to get to that, but thanks for handling my lightweight.
Right.
Like, hi, y'all are awesome. But it's like, and then I don't even go back and side with each other. I literally commented, I was like, y'all play nice, be sweet. It's not that serious. We got a lot more going on in the world. Like, this does not need your time today, but thanks for stopping by.
Okay, guys, let's get it
This is an open
together.
forum. I can say whatever I want. And I'm like, God, you're bored. You're so bored.
So let me ask you this though, really quick. What is one thing that you would like to be able to teach or say, or you hope that somebody can learn from a video like that?
I would say definitely don't use me defending that video as an excuse to take physicalities to a horse to the next level. I would say educate yourself before making a decision to get physical with a horse. And when I say that, I mean, make sure that you've done the other things first. It's like, have you done your groundwork? Can you push him off? Can he be corrected another way? My answer in that situation to all of those at that time was no. I can't move his feet because he doesn't respect me enough yet as a leader or even as a disciplined owner to move away when I do something. He just doesn't know it yet. We're not there. So that, respectively, don't judge a person's situation off a 10-second video that you saw on a social media platform that you don't know anything about.
That's common sense, Morgan.
You would think, but it's not, or we probably wouldn't be here talking about it.
Right.
We wouldn't have a subject. I'd have got 300 views, and I'd have been the next scroll on TikTok, but it didn't happen. It blew up because of those kind of people.
You're not wrong.
No, the positivity comments is not what blew my video up, and I promise, like, as many hee hee ha ha's and shares on that, there was just as many call me every name under the sun.
Well,
some right to my face my face.
do you know Bethany Frankel?
Uh-huh.
So she actually just did a video like the other day. Or I don't know when she did it actually, but I just seen it. I saw it today, and she was talking about how that's how marketing works. People respond to bad more than they do good 7 days out of the week. And if you want to market something, if you want to get something round, you've got to do something questionable or controversial in order to get seen, because people really don't care about good, and it sucks, but they don't.
No, they don't. I post, like I said, from that video to the educational video, night and day, on following, on shares, on engagement, on comments, all of it.
That's crazy, ain't it?
And then I even get a little bit more aggressive in another video, and I'm like, F this, F that, you idiots, this. Engagement, through the roof, because it's exciting. It's got a lot of emotion. There's a lot to talk about, but not the good, calm thing.
Right.
They're like, oh, boring, next.
Well, that's like, what's her
this?
name? Lexi. You remember seeing Lexi on there. Lexi,
Ray,
yes,
or whatever.
Yeah, and everybody was like, finally it dawned on people how, I don't know if she actually planned it to work out like that, but it worked in her favor because I mean, basically, she was just kept getting more and more views and more popular, all because she was pissing people off
Yeah,
and just making fun of them.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, y'all, I hate to tell you, but every time you comment, that's 5 cents. You do that times 7 million, we working with something. So they're like, why aren't you deleting the comments? I'm like, it's making me money, idiot.
What's your favorite thing to hunt? I wanted to ask you that. Like, of all of your hunting adventures and all that part of your life, what's your favorite hunt so far that you've had?
Uh, my favorite animal to hunt is whitetail, just because that's just what I grew up on. It was my first stuff with my dad. It's what I knew the most about, and it's what I've done the most.
Yeah.
But my all-time favorite hunt was probably when I got to take my husband to South Africa last year.
Did you really?
Yes, it was amazing. I mean, you want to talk about perspective on life? Go to a third world country and then come back and tell me how bad your life is here in the U.S.
My heart is like pounding. I have so many questions. So did y'all get to tag? Did you have tags? Like, did you get to go on the hunt and actually kill anything?
Oh yes, we harvested like 13 animals.
Oh my god! Oh, cool! I thought, like, for some reason I thought, which I don't know a lot about it. I thought you could only do one or two, but you got to do 13.
Yeah, there's not like a tag situation over there because they're game animals, and a lot of them are brought in and managed. There's so many different places to hunt. There's so many different like quadrants to hunt in there, and there's so many outfitters. But there's no like regulation like here in the U.S. You got to pull a tag. You don't have to do that there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
it
interesting.
Just, like to your name like through the state, and it was really cool because everybody's like trophy hunt this, trophy that. When they think Africa, nothing gets wasted. Over half of it's given to a village or donated to villages straight from the butcher. Some of it's put on market for what they don't keep. Their guys eat the rest. Like head to toe, nothing on those animals gets wasted. And I just thought that was cool because like even in comparison to hunting here, like they almost make us whitetail hunters look bad. I mean, I'm talking horns to hooves, nothing gets wasted.
That's how it should be though. That's how it should be.
Good. And I'm just like perspective wise, like that's crazy. I'm like, are we doing enough right by the animal, harvest them?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a whole nother podcast because I've hunted before, nothing like you. Like I don't have the patience to sit there, but I have done it before. Yeah, and my ex-husband used to hunt, so like I would go do it. I love guns and I like skeet and I like shooting, but hunting's just not my thing. But anyways, that was one of the biggest things that he taught me was you don't waste it. And it's funny that you said that they do it like that because you are right. Over here, even what little bit I've been a part of it, which is nothing, to you, but what little bit I know, they can get very wasteful over here. Even here in North Carolina, like the management sucks over here. So we don't have very big bucks. We don't have they don't manage the animals very well here. But they'll literally just shoot it and leave it there. And you're like,
okay.
What?
I've had it happen on my own property. Woke up, gone to go check cows, look over. What used to be a whatever size buck, horns are gone, back straps are gone.
Yep.
That's it. Rest of the animals.
It's okay.
I forgot that it does that when you do those things.
I wonder if it'll do it again.
I'm on FaceTime with a 2-year-old all the time who taught me these, like the little rock and roll hands.
Will it do it?
It's supposed to. Maybe you have to do 2. There it is.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you could do that.
Learn from a 2-year-old. I didn't either.
Right.
I know.
No, I'm so glad that you took the time because at first, whenever I send people messages like this, I'm always like, they're going to think you're crazy and you're spam and they're not going to talk to you. But I'm going to send it anyway. I have met.
Well, see, it's like I do try to do my due diligence when people send me messages. Like by the time I respond to you, I've already looked at your profile. I've tried to go through any links that you have on there to see like what you're affiliated with or what's going on, and then I try to find a real name. Then I go look you up on a couple platforms to see if like I can get faces to names that match. Like I do try to do my due diligence because I get hit with a lot of spam and
I bet
crazy,
you do.
Especially just from the outdoor world alone. Now the horse world, yeah.
Now, what discipline do you do? Like I think you said you go to ropings, right?
Yeah, so that's why I bought the other horse. Was like, I'm going to go back into roping. I did rodeo a little bit. It's like we didn't have the horses for that, but my friends did rodeo from like 14 to 16. So I did do some rodeo, mainly just goat tie. Tried to get into barrels, but the girls weren't nice when I was younger. like if you didn't weren't born into that, you weren't getting into it type of thing when I was growing up. But the girls in the girls open, they let me in for a little while.
I feel like well, I probably should keep my mouth shut, but I don't necessarily get along with a lot of them either. And I'm not saying they're bad people because they're not. There are some really freaking awesome freaking barrel racing chicks out there. But it's just like anything in life. When you get a bunch of women together, you're gonna have issues. Period.
Oh, 100%.
So it's just
Yeah,
it is what it is. But so that's
yeah, two party, three's a crowd.
yeah, that's funny you said that because I could see that because it's like you have two types of chicks. You have the kind that are mean girls, and I don't get along with mean girls because I just don't put up with that shit. Like I feel like you're probably the same way. Like the drama, the high school, the back talking, like all of that stupid shit. Nobody's got time for that.
No, I'm too busy, too old, too career oriented. I'm trying to learn how to train my horses, somehow travel the world to hunt, get all these species, make all these connections. I have brand deals with multiple outdoor companies. Just like I'm way too busy for whatever it is that you have an issue with right now in my comment section. I'm sorry.
Right. But it makes you money, so keep commenting.
Yeah, I'm like, but keep going, by all means. I might not get back to you ever, much less in 3 business days, but by all means, if that helps you feel better today, go for it.
I was like praising you the other day because I thought to myself, I still getting notifications on my little comment, and my comment doesn't even have but like 1,400 likes on it. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, this is bugging the hell out of me. I can't imagine what this girl is going through. Like your notifications.
They're off. They're off. I just turned them off. Like literally day 2 after that video was posted, I was like, do I have to respond back to these? And I like messaged my girlfriends that she's used to getting like a lot of attention. She's big in the outdoor world. I'm like, do you respond to this stuff? She's like, I try my best so that like my followers feel like they're reached out to. She goes, but if they're being assholes, absolutely not. Like, no, don't give it the time of day. Just heart like what you can, respond. So to remind them that you're human and then move on with your life. And I tried. I really did. And I gave up. I was like, it's too much. I can't.
I think you did great. I love it because it's different. It's because you can get really caught up in a lot of those people are, I don't want to say too nice, but they're like they just kind of roll with it when some things you shouldn't need to roll with. You do need to kind of say what's not the norm.
Yeah. There are some things that I saw it being like if the followers started going back and forth, they're attacking each other, I'd be like, hey, look, you can come throw shade at me on my page, but not my followers. They're just here to laugh and have a hee hee ha ha moment in a video and have some general entertainment. And for all I know, that's the only time they laughed all day today.
Right.
So don't interrupt their experience with me because of your opinion. Like everybody's welcome to it, all sides. That's fine, but don't attack somebody else. Like keep it towards me if that's what it's really about. Don't go attack random people in the comments.
Right.
So it's like those I very much was getting pretty corrective on those because I'm like, hey, quit. Like don't do that. And if you do, I'm just gonna block you.
Yeah.
It's too easy. I'm trying to give you a chance so everybody can see different sides and have their opinions. I was really open-minded about this entire thing.
Yeah.
And I'm open-minded about all this stuff till I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And that wouldn't be your fault. That would be the people that push you.
It's like I gave you an opportunity. If you got blocked, strike 2. You're out.
Yeah.
You got one chance over here, and then you're done.
Now let